Teostra. Part dragon, part lion, part hand grenade. Encountering this thing for the first time can be a real punch in the eyes if you happen to be playing in HDR. So let's talk preparation for this fight. Teostra, and this is no surprise for a dragon that lives in a volcano, throws out huge amounts of fire damage. You've also got to contend with fiery environmental hazards. This means that high fire resistance is extremely helpful here. If you're bringing armor with no or negative resistance, then you should consider the large element resistance buff from the canteen's veggie platter. Secondly, Teostra has a number of attacks that can inflict the blast status ailment. Much like fire, this can be neutralized by rolling several times. It may be worth looking at blast resistance, though resistance to fire takes priority here. And of course, you're going to be fighting in the deeper areas of the Elder's Recess, so bring plenty of cool drinks. A few flash pods won't go amiss either. Teostra is very weak to both fire and ice element attacks. It is, and this is a surprise to no one, immune to fire. It also has strong resistances to thunder and dragon element attacks. Despite having a resistance to dragon, Elder Seal can still be very useful in this fight. It has a standard resistance to poison and stun, and a strong resistance to all other status ailments. Teostra's weak points are its head, wings, and tail. The head and wings can be broken. The tail can be severed. It's easiest to aim for the head, though that's where all the teeth and explosions are. When fighting Teostra, there are a number of things to keep in mind. Throughout the fight, it will scatter clouds of glowing dust around the arena. After a short while, or when they are struck by the dragon, they will explode. The dust will gather around its body first, so you'll know when to expect this. A lot of these dust attacks have a medium range. If you're off to Teostra's side and close in, or very far away, then they should not be too hard to avoid. Secondly, Teostra can set itself alight. This constantly burns your health away when you are near it, making melee weapons more of a risk. An easy way to deal with this is to use the Vitality Mantle, which will soak up most of the damage, provided you're not too careless. Staggering Teostra with Elder Seal weapons can reduce the duration of this fiery shield. If it's been on fire for a while, then it will take flight and unleash a massive explosive attack. This is slow and very easy to avoid. Since the Elder Dragon must fly in order to do this, it is the perfect time for a flash pod and a bit of extra damage. If the Elder Dragon succeeds in finishing this attack, its fiery armor will be extinguished. Finally, fighting Teostra is as much about being aware of the surrounding environment as it is about going toe-to-toe with the Red Menace itself. Throughout this fight, a lot of explosive traps and fires will be littered around, and this means that you can find yourself getting knocked around much more than usual. Because of this, it might be prudent to look at stun resistance. There is nothing more frustrating than all that effort being wasted because you got unlucky. The easiest way to find Teostra is to start at the camp in Area 8 and make your way to Area 9. It will arrive shortly. This area is fairly plain, save for a small ledge to allow for jumping attacks. After a short fight here, it will flee to either Area 8 or to Area 12. In Area 8, it will, like so many large monsters, position itself under a large and fragile stalactite. You can destroy this with your slinger and cause a nice damage burst as well as a stun. Other than that, this area has Vita Lilies. In Area 12, you will need a cool drink. Teostra's explosion attack can destroy parts of the ground here, exposing damaging magma. Watch your step and keep up the fight. From either of these two areas, Teostra can flee back to Area 9, or, alternatively, to Area 11. Area 11 is simple enough. It has several raised platforms set in a damaging magma surface. The edges of these platforms allow for jumping attacks. From either of the two previous areas, Teostra can flee to Area 7. Area 7 is quite a small space to fight the Elder Dragon in. Be careful of the geyser in the centre of the arena, which can spew out a fountain of lava. Despite being immune to fire, Teostra can be damaged by this. After fighting in either of these two areas, the Elder Dragon will limp back to its nest in Area 13. Area 13 is a doozy and could be almost as dangerous as Teostra itself. Throughout the fight, lava will erupt from the cracks in the ground beneath you. These will bubble a little at first to give you a warning, but in the heat of the fight it can be hard to see. This, together with all of Teostra's explosive traps, can make the final phase quite difficult. With a little perseverance and the Vitality Mantle, you should finish the fight soon enough. The Teostra armor looks ridiculous and contains the latent power, special ammo boost, weakness exploit, and blast attack skills. It also contains a set bonus that prevents your weapon from losing sharpness when you land a critical strike. Teostra is one of the more challenging encounters in the game. It can take a while to get a feel for all the explosive clouds it can lay down, and its breath attacks have a wider lateral reach than you might expect. But with some simple preparation, you can face it well prepared and come out on top. Good luck, and happy hunting.